I'm Sarah Tang. I'm from the Coalition for a Better Chinese American Community, and I'm here to talk to you today about the new 78 plans for the Chicago Fire Stadium and why you should care about it. Right now, we're on the 18th Street Bridge. Wentworth is just over there, and behind me and in front of me at the same time is Pingtown Memorial Park. Pingtown Memorial Park is a result of a decades-long fight for a new park in the Chinatown community. In the 1960s, when the highway was constructed, our only park and field house, the Hardin Square Park, was bulldozed over for the highway. So for 40 years, we did not have a park in the Chinatown neighborhood. But in 1998, the Pingtown Memorial Park was finished in the smallest scale, and by 2010, the whole park was finished. And you can see over there, the field house was completed in 2015. So in total, the community waited 55 years for a field house and a complete park. Just north of the park, you'll see the 78 site. Between Pingtown Park and Roosevelt, the river and Clark Street is where the site is proposed to build a Chicago Fire Stadium that seats 22,000 people and 1,200 parking spots, but interestingly, without any sort of new transit improvement. In 2019, the site was approved for redevelopment, and there was a mega TIF assigned to the site. That TIF allowed for $550 million of infrastructure updates that included a Red Line L stop and the realignment of metro tracks along Clark Street, as well as seawall improvements for the Riverwalk. This new plan just came out after 6 years, and those infrastructure updates have been rolled back. The developers are going in front of the Chicago Plan Commission this coming Thursday on September 18th at 10 a.m. in City Hall. The developers will be presenting this new plan with no transit improvements and no real traffic planning in front of the commission and asking for their approval to move forward. Our biggest concerns for the Chinatown community specifically is gentrification and displacement. The restaurant scene and the landscape has changed a lot since COVID. Our community really suffered, but also since COVID-19, we've seen rent go up by 40% in Chinatown, and we know that 60% of our residents are renters. Stadiums are well studied throughout the U.S. that they will bring property value shocks and increase property taxes, and we don't want any of our neighbors to have to move out. Secondarily, and still very important for the rest of the neighborhood and the city, there's really no meaningful transit improvements to the site, which means that Roosevelt and Wentworth is the two only entrances to the site by car. So after we expressed some of these concerns to the developers, they have come back with updates, but with no real transit improvements. They've only promised that there will be increased bus services on Roosevelt, and the Wells Wentworth connector would have some buses waiting for participants to come out. But they've chosen to instead block vehicular traffic going south on Wentworth. So they'll be directing all traffic onto 18th to go onto the highway to the west. You can see this is a one-lane road, and it's already congested on an afternoon at 4 p.m. on a weekday. We really could use another train station here, whether it be the Orange Line or the Red Line. And because the developers and the city had agreed to provide those infrastructure updates in 2019, we are here to ask them to hold true to those promises and use the public dollars that's already allotted in the TIF district. So we're at 15th and Clark. The plans in 2019 that was approved in the TIF called for opening this street up for pedestrian access. Metro's tracks are right here, and they were going to be realigned in order for Clark Street to be opened up. As you can see, we're here on a Friday afternoon. The vehicular traffic is already very congested here. The site where we are today would have been directly onto the site where the L stop would have been added for Red Line. So since that's no longer happening, this immediate residential area also doesn't stand to benefit from any of the development that's happening on the site other than increased traffic in their area. I hope you'll join us in this campaign to protect Chinatown, our surrounding neighborhoods, and also advocate for transparency in the planning process, and also advocate for transit improvements. There's a lot of things on the table here, so we'll hope that you will go to the link in bio to take action and email our city officials, your alderperson, our mayor, and our Department of Planning and Development Commissioner to tell them how you feel about this development. Join us and do it right now at the link in bio. Thank you.